Hello and welcome to the Reliable Prepper channel. Today we're going to discuss a concept that's crucial to any prepper's playbook: bugging out. Now, bugging out is a term that refers to abandoning your home in response to an emergency that makes staying put dangerous or impossible. However, it's important to note that bugging in or staying in your home is usually the best option for most emergencies. Bugging out is a last resort, reserved only for when your safety is threatened. Understanding when to bug out is a crucial part of emergency preparedness, and it requires careful consideration of your situation, your environment, and the nature of the threat you're facing. Today, we delve into various scenarios that might require you to bug out in both urban and rural settings. So buckle up and let's get started on our journey to becoming better prepared for whatever life throws our way. Living in the city has its perks, but it also has its dangers. One of those dangers is the potential for chemical spills and fires, especially if you live near industrial areas or transportation routes that frequently carry hazardous materials. So, what makes these areas particularly risky? Well, it's all about proximity. In urban environments, the hustle and bustle of industry and transport often coexist with residential life. This can mean that you're just a stone's throw away from chemical factories, railway lines carrying hazardous substances, or roads frequented by trucks transporting industrial materials. A spill or a fire in these locations could rapidly escalate, posing an immediate threat to your safety. But fear not, there are measures you can take to mitigate these risks. The first step is understanding the potential hazards in your area. Research the types of industries near your home and the materials they handle. This knowledge will help you prepare for possible emergencies. Next, establish an evacuation plan. This isn't just about knowing the quickest route out of your home or apartment building. It's about identifying safe locations you can retreat to if a chemical spill or fire makes your area uninhabitable. These could be designated evacuation centers, a relative's home in a safer location, or even a well-stocked bug-out location. Finally, equip yourself with the right tools and knowledge. A reliable source of real-time updates like local news or emergency broadcasts can keep you informed about ongoing emergencies. A basic understanding of first aid, particularly in treating chemical burns or smoke inhalation, could also prove invaluable. Remember, when it comes to chemical spills and fires, time is of the essence. The sooner you can react and evacuate, the better your chances of staying safe. But it's not enough to react quickly, you need to react wisely. And that wisdom comes from being prepared. So, whether you're nestled in the heart of the city or perched on its outskirts, don't underestimate the risks of urban living. Instead, equip yourself with the knowledge and tools you need to navigate these risks effectively. Remember, preparation is key when dealing with potential chemical spills and fires. Urban environments can be unpredictable, especially during times of social and political turmoil. When tensions rise, peaceful neighborhoods can rapidly devolve into chaos. From the unsettling echoes of protest chants to the terrifying sights of looting and vandalism, civil unrest can turn once familiar streets into danger zones. The volatility of these scenarios is often amplified in urban settings, where high population density can lead to escalated confrontations. The risks of getting caught in the crossfire or facing the wrath of a mob are real, and the potential for personal harm is significant. It's not just about the immediate threat either. The aftermath of such events often sees essential services disrupted, stores emptied, and basic necessities becoming scarce. Recognizing the early signs of unrest is crucial. Keep an eye on local news, social media, and community chatter. A sudden surge of police activity, unusual traffic patterns, and spontaneous gatherings can all be indications of brewing trouble. Having a bug-out location is equally important. This should be a place you can retreat to, away from the turmoil. It might be a friend's house in a quieter part of town, a family member's home in a rural area, or even a well-stocked cabin in the woods. The point is to have a place to go where you can wait out the chaos in relative safety. Your bug-out bag should be ready and packed with essentials like food, water, medical supplies, and a means of communication. Don't forget important documents, cash, and any necessary medications. When the time comes to leave, do so quickly, but calmly. Avoid main roads if possible, as they can become choke points during mass evacuations. Stick to less traveled routes and always have an alternate path in mind. Remember, the goal here isn't to be a hero or a spectator. It's about ensuring your safety and the safety of your loved ones. In situations of civil unrest and riots, The best defense is often a good pair of running shoes and a well-prepared plan. Stay vigilant. Your safety is paramount. Let's shift gears and look at some rural bugging out scenarios, starting with wildfires. These natural phenomena are as beautiful as they are terrifying, and they can pose a significant threat to those living near forests and grasslands. When the wind picks up and the earth is parched, a single spark can ignite a blaze that engulfs thousands of acres in a matter of hours. Living in these areas, it's crucial to keep an eye on the fire weather conditions. Fire weather refers to specific weather conditions that can stoke a wildfire. These include low humidity, high temperatures, and strong dry winds. When these elements align, the risk of wildfires spikes dramatically. Now you might be wondering, how can I monitor fire weather conditions? Well, you're in luck. There are numerous resources available. You can tune into your local news station, or better yet, check out websites like the National Weather Service or the National Interagency Fire Center. These platforms provide real-time updates on fire weather conditions, so you can stay informed and prepared. But knowing the conditions isn't enough. It's equally important to have an evacuation route in place. This isn't just your regular route to the grocery store, it's a well-thought-out, clear path to safety. The route should ideally avoid dense vegetation and take you far away from the path of the fire. It's a good idea to have more than one route, just in case one is blocked by the fire or by other evacuees. Remember, when it comes to wildfires, speed is of the essence. These fires can spread rapidly, consuming everything in their path. The moment you receive a warning, it's time to grab your bug-out bag and hit the road. There's no room for hesitation. Wildfires can be unpredictable, but with the right preparation, you can stay one step ahead. Monitor the fire weather conditions, have a solid evacuation route, and be ready to act swiftly. Remember, in the face of a wildfire, the best defense is a good offense. Wildfires can spread rapidly. It's essential to have a plan and act quickly. Water can be a destructive force in rural areas. Indeed, when we think of rural tranquility, we often picture serene rivers, bubbling brooks, and peaceful ponds. However, Mother Nature can turn these idyllic water bodies into agents of chaos and devastation. Flooding is one of the most common and destructive natural disasters in rural areas. It can be the result of heavy rain, snowmelt, or a combination of both. Flash floods in particular are a grave concern. These can occur within minutes of excessive rainfall, a dam or levee failure, or a sudden release of water held by an ice jam. The rapid water flow can wash away everything in its path, from homes to livestock, and even people. River overflow is another serious issue. After periods of significant rainfall or snowmelt, rivers can breach their banks, causing extensive flooding in the surrounding areas. Unlike flash floods, river floods usually occur slowly, allowing more time for evacuation. However, they can last for days or even weeks, causing long-term damage and displacement. So how can you prepare for such a scenario? Firstly, it's essential to be aware of the flood risk in your area. Keep an eye on the weather forecasts and heed any flood warnings or watches issued by local authorities. Secondly, have a rapid evacuation plan in place. This should include a predetermined safe route to higher ground and a list of essential items to take with you. These items may include important documents, medications, food, water, and clothing. Remember, in a flood situation, your vehicle could be your lifeline. Ensure it's well maintained and capable of handling rough terrain. Keep it fueled up and ready to go at a moment's notice. Lastly, always prioritize safety over property. No material possession is worth risking your life for. If you find yourself facing a flooded road, follow the saying, turn around, don't drown. It's better to take a longer route or wait for the water to recede than to risk being swept away. In conclusion, when it comes to floods, preparation is key. Stay informed, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay safe. Whether you're in an urban or rural environment, some general considerations apply when bugging out. First off, pre-planning and preparation are key. This means knowing your evacuation routes like the back of your hand and having go bags ready to grab at a moment's notice. It's not just about packing a bag, it's about knowing what's in it, where it is, and how to use everything inside. And don't forget to establish a communication plan. In a crisis, cell towers might be overloaded or down, so consider alternatives like two-way radios or satellite phones. Next, let's talk about shelter and supplies. You need to identify temporary shelter locations along your evacuation route. This could be anything from a motel to a designated emergency shelter, or even a friend's house. As for supplies, think about what you'll need to survive for at least 72 hours. Food, water, clothing, a first aid kit, and essential medications are a good starting point. Transportation is another crucial factor. Your vehicle should be well maintained and always have at least half a tank of gas. Load it with an emergency kit including tools, spare parts, a jack, and a spare tire. If you're on foot, consider a bicycle or even a cart to help carry your supplies. Now, staying informed is vital. You need to be monitoring local news, weather alerts, and emergency broadcasts. Be aware of your local emergency resources and contacts. Don't rely solely on your smartphone. A hand crank or battery-powered radio can be a lifesaver. Last, but definitely not least, is personal safety. You need to implement security measures and prioritize health and hygiene. Pack personal protective equipment, sanitation supplies, and any necessary prescription medications. And remember, stress and fatigue can take a toll on your health, so don't neglect your mental well-being. Remember, a well-thought-out plan is your best ally in any emergency situation. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's quickly recap. In urban scenarios, we've discussed the potential dangers of chemical spills and fires, particularly for those who live near industrial areas or along transportation routes that carry hazardous materials. We've also touched on the risks of civil unrest and riots, as well as the importance of recognizing early signs of social and political turmoil. In these instances, having a bug-out location and an evacuation plan is paramount. We've also delved into the threats posed by natural disasters like earthquakes, flooding, and storm surges, especially in densely populated urban settings. In these circumstances, knowing local evacuation routes and having a comprehensive disaster kit could be life-saving. Additionally, we've explored the rapid spread of pandemics and outbreaks in urban areas, stressing the importance of personal protective equipment and a plan for relocating. Meanwhile, in rural scenarios, wildfires pose a significant threat, especially in areas close to forests and grasslands. Monitoring fire weather conditions and having an evacuation route are crucial. We've also considered the impact of flooding, tornadoes, severe weather events, agricultural hazards, and industrial accidents, all of which require different levels of preparation and response. Across both urban and rural situations, pre-planning and preparation are key. This includes knowing evacuation routes, preparing go bags, establishing a communication plan, and more. Identifying temporary shelter locations and ensuring you have enough supplies is also crucial, as is keeping your vehicles maintained and equipped with emergency kits. Staying informed is another major component of being prepared. This means monitoring local news, weather alerts, and emergency broadcasts, as well as being aware of local emergency resources and contacts. Finally, personal safety should never be compromised, so implementing security measures and prioritizing health and hygiene is of utmost importance. Remember, the best way to survive any disaster is to be prepared, so keep these considerations in mind, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe. We hope you found this video informative and helpful. We've covered a variety of bugging out scenarios, both urban and rural, and the importance of preparation and staying informed. But we're sure there's a wealth of knowledge out there among you, our viewers. So if you've got a bugging out plan or a tip you'd like to share, please drop it in the comments below. Your wisdom could be the key to someone else's safety. And if you found value in this video, do us a favor and hit that like button. It helps us reach more people with this vital information. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on our future content. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, please share this video with them. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in our next video on the Reliable Prepper channel.